For the 200th episode of Ruth Deuber's What's Cooking segment, David Lee and Ruth's kids conspired with Anna Smith of Finemark Bank to surprise Ruth with a cooking session with Finemark's chef, Mike Gavala.
We're going to do garlic whipped potatoes. So you're going to be my sous chef and chef today, okay?
I can do that.
So for our starch for the main course dish, which we'll start right now, is going to be a garlic whipped potato or just a whipped potato. And we're going to be adding a lot of butter and cream to that. I'm going to show you how we do all of this, or how I do it all. I mean, there's a lot of recipes out there. So this is something you can prep and even hold an hour or 2 to 4 hours, 5 hours before your guests come. So right down to cutting the potatoes. So, you know, right down what we're going to do is just a peeling a potato, okay? Like this, you can use a potato peeler. I'm just so used to doing it with a knife. So there we have our peeled potatoes. And at this point, you can just drop them in cold water. And you can leave them there for hours.
Yeah.
When I owned the restaurant, we would do this at lunchtime and not have them till dinner time. But it was a job that was out of the way. What I don't want to do, though, is cook the potatoes whole like this, because you'll end up cooking the outside by the time the inside gets cooked. So what we want to do is, just grab a knife here, is we want a uniform cut in here. So I normally will cut it like this. And if we have a nice uniform cut potato like that, they're all going to cook at the same time. And they're going to cook quick because we've made them smaller. Sharp knives make a difference because you'll struggle with a dull knife. And that's when you'll cut yourself. With a sharp knife, you won't struggle with it. So from that point there, we have our potatoes. We want to salt just a little bit. The reason being is, if I over salt them right now, I can never take the salt back out.
That's true. Yeah.
You can always add. You can never take back out. So a lot of times when you see that I'm going to season something, I'll put the salt or the pepper in my hand, and then I'll take from there and go.
Okay.
Because I can always throw that in the garbage. Once it's in there, it's in there. So I got to make more mashed potatoes if they're too salty.
That's right. Yeah.
So we're just going to get this going. We'll put it right here, and we will put a lid on that. Okay. And for this now, while that's getting ready, we'll just take a saute pan. And I'm going to say for that many potatoes, we'll add about a cup or so of heavy cream. And we're going to add a little bit of garlic, okay? So nice little bit of garlic in there.
Yeah, I've learned to use a lot of shallots because he can eat the shallots but not the garlic.
Shallots are fantastic.
Yeah,
And then we're going to add some butter. Now, as you can see, I strained the potatoes.
Oh my goodness.
And then what I did is I put these on a sheet pan to let them steam. I want to get as much wetness out of them because what I really want them to absorb is not water, but cream and butter. All right? So they just sit, you can see they kind of stop steaming a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to put these in our mixing bowl now. So now you can see we have a fairly dry potato.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
Again, this can be done ahead of time, maybe an hour. So we're going to come on over here to our KitchenAid. We're going to lock it in. We're going to put the whip on it. Okay. To this, we have our heated cream, butter. Okay. And again, I'm not really too concerned at this point of salt yet.
Okay.
The reason being is I want to get the flavor of all of this first before I actually put the salt in. Because again, we can't take it out. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to just start that. I'm going to come around this way. And we're going to just start adding this in. And we're going to want to speed that up a little bit. Okay. So what I'm looking for here is See how nice and
That
white?
It
and how
almost
they
looks like whipped
stand-
cream.
And how they stand up. I'm looking for height so I can get it on the plate. Okay, at this point is when I'll come and I will do this part by hand. At this point here, I'm gonna have you taste a little.
Need some salt.
Need some salt.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but nice and creamy though, huh?
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Even the flavor is different. So.
At this point too, I'll mix this by hand.
That's got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's there.
Uh-huh.
We're perfect.
Absolutely.
And at this point, we can just foil this and at this point you can leave this. I'm actually going to need this mixer, so here's what we're going to do. My wife will put it in a casserole dish or something like this. But see, I'm also looking for, they're not glue, they're white. I'm looking for color and all of that.
Now let me ask you about
Yes.
Yukon Gold potatoes.
Oh, excellent potatoes.
Yes.
A little more starchy.
That's what I used. Yeah.
But you want to make sure you dry them out. Drying these out has given us the nice texture that we have, not a gummy texture where, you know, by that one little thing of doing that. Okay?
That would make a difference.
And then these we just keep on top of a warm oven. You can put them in a warm oven and your potatoes are done.